Okay, I'm here with Dale from Kansas.
From Kansas.
And you have really spearheaded the efforts in Kansas. I heard your speech yesterday, and I was inspired.
Oh,
I was
awesome.
inspired.
No kidding.
And I've got to say, what you guys are doing with the limited resources is inspiring, and it should also inspire some of these other states and towns to really put in the effort.
That's why we're willing to tell the story. It's not that we're bad-mouthing our state at all, because we're not. We're 13.2 miles. There's not much of the stretch to deal with, so that's really good in some respects, and it's really hard in others.
Right?
Yeah, it's challenging because you don't get, the millions of dollars that we see some states get, but we don't have 400 miles of road to work with. We got 13.2.
Right. So tell me kind of some of those challenges that you face, not just with the state, but also with getting enthusiasm and cultivating that enthusiasm for Route 66.
Actually, enthusiasm for the route has, if you yourself, I'll talk to me, if I feel totally passionate about something, it's infectious. And
sure.
But you've got to be sold. You got to be all in. You got to be honest. You got to be transparent. Say, look, we've got challenges, but we can do this. And if you believe that our best days are still before us, that will keep you going through the hard times.
Yeah, and you've seen some motivation from communities and the people.
Oh, the people, it's contagious. They get together, and pretty soon, we started out with a city that was almost on the chopping block. It was almost over. They were talking about a federal buyout, and Cardin and Pitcher, Oklahoma, they just got all this federal buyout, and man, I heard about that. I said, no, there's no way. This is a hidden gem of Kansas.
Sure.
And that's so you get enthused about something, you get 2 or 3 other people enthused, and pretty soon you've got a pretty enthused crowd. And it's we talk about the dangers of mob mentality, but if you flip it to the positive, you can have a mob mentality that's actually very, very good.
And you've seen that.
Absolutely. Lived it. I've lived it.
Yeah, you did. You mentioned yesterday about your life on Route 66.
Oh, wow.
That you've spent basically all of your life on Route 66, that you'll be buried on Route 66. So I got to know, what does Route 66 mean to not just you, but Kansas, Oklahoma? That's where you lived for quite a while, right?
Yeah, it's a good part of my life.
What does it mean to you? What does Route 66 mean to you?
Well, that evolved. It started out, it was a very busy highway. It was still commissioned. It was still, cars were going fast and furious. And when we lived in Yukon, visiting our grandparents in Calumet, they lived on Route 66. Their driveway went onto the route, and we wanted to go play on the Rock Island Railroad lines. And I don't know why my parents went along with it. Said, well, be careful.
That's what you did back then for fun, right?
We did. We'd go put pennies on the track and wait for a train. We did all that. And
is that where smashed pennies came from?
That's where they came from.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
That's outstanding.
Put them on there, and then the train would come through it at 70 mile an hour, and then you're looking for where did it go, And
that's outstanding. I didn't know that. I had no idea. You're educating me too.
But so it was a big old oval smashed penny, and we just thought it was awesome.
Great. But you spent basically your whole life on Route 66, and you've seen the changes.
I've seen the changes when it was decommissioned in '84. On the one hand, that was negative, but on the other hand, it was actually okay. I thought, well, this is going to be hard for the city, but then you look at it and you think, no, that's when the private sector and the enthusiast and the people that's got the same passion I'm talking about can kick in and start doing their work. So a lot of that restoration work was being held back because it was a federal highway. And they took care of it. You couldn't do anything.
It wasn't up to the states and the local communities.
We had no say-so. But when they disinvolved themselves, they disavowed it. Said it's yours. So that's opened up doors of development potential, just like the arch over 66. We could have never done that.
That's outstanding. What was the motivation for that? What you talked about, the arch over 66.
Well, after the Joplin tornado, we had acquired a friend of mine did a lot of demolition work for that, and we acquired those trusses out of the gymnasium at East Junior High School.
That was leveled. Yeah.
Yeah, it was damaged beyond repair. Yeah. But there was 2 trusses that was perfect. And so they've been over on my property for years. And I kept talking to the city when I was mayor. I said, look, we ought to take these trusses and let's have a arch over 66. And the city was like, "That's too expensive. We can't do it." You know, and I never could get. That's one project I could not get any traction. And finally, early last year,
Yeah.
I told my wife, I said, "Look, if we don't do it now,
Yeah.
it'll never happen." I just knew it. I thought there's a window of opportunity, so we just decided to take the bull by the horns, and it's all privately funded, and
Incredible.
several people involved in it, but we just went in there and built the structure and hung it over the highway, and now last week we put an 8-foot tall gorilla on top of it. So it's
Isn't Route 66 full of people that have ingenuity, determination, creativity? Isn't that kind of the lifeblood of keeping this thing going?
add one more thing to it and you'll have it, and that's a little bit crazy. You got to be just a little bit crazy to do the stuff we do. So, you know, otherwise, who would want to put a grill on top of an arch?
I love it. That's why people love Route 66, right?
That's it. You know, whether it's a whale or whether it's a pink elephant or whatever it is, you're a spaceman. You know, find something that can be a physical, something you can hold on to. Say, this is why we're doing. This is why we're doing what we're doing. And we talk to people from all over the world, and it's just, you know, I love the Italians. They're the most fun-loving people in the world, but the Spanish people are great. You know, the people from Germany and France, and you know, but I'm just falling in love with all these people from across the world. And I think that Route 66 is probably the best international public relations thing.
I agree with you.
And you get more bang for your buck, and these people come through, you give them a good time, you show them something, show them what Americana really is all about.
Yeah.
It's not about the infighting you hear on the news. That doesn't exist on the route. This is people working together, Kansas holding on to Missouri's hand and Oklahoma's hand, and you know, it's all of us together.
Yeah.
So
you hear that? International travelers, Route 66 is the lifeblood
the
of
ticket.
America.
It's the artery, I think.
Well, Del, thank you for your efforts, and thanks for visiting with us.
Well, thank
we
you.
appreciate everything you do.
And we appreciate what you guys are doing.
Appreciate it.
Be sure to follow us on social media at GoRoute66 for more great videos and information.